Putting pride in who you are. Cheers. What happened to that? What happened to the pride of a person, soul, the great parts of them, the humility? What happened where now it's all about status and entitlement? Is it more because we have to work for life and we spend more time there? Hmm. Okay, I could see that. Is it an excuse though? Yeah, but I can see that. That's where you spend your time, so it's life to you. That's where your pride goes. But it's also destruction in a way because you start to forget that you're a whole individual outside of where you work. The badge and the where you get to have access to because of that. It could be also blinding, I'm sure, because it seems to be reality when you have to be in these places your whole life up until you die. I'm sorry, retire. Some people don't even take that, whatever that is, pension, if that is anything really. Some people can't. So again, this becomes reality, this labor. So this is where your pride goes. You put pride in what you do, the badge. Some feel honored. Yeah, rightfully so. But what happened to pride in oneself? Remember, Carl, you are someone without this badge. That's you. People have combined the two because, again, it's become their reality. Labor is life. This is where they spend their time. Whether they have to, they do. Understanding. But I'm talking to you behind the veil, tearing down this wall. What happened to the pride in you? Well, you can say I didn't have time to build myself up, that I was building my company. And that has become me, my honor, my pride. Mm, good one. Valid point. And that is why we're having this discussion right now. Because we just don't want to forget ourselves, our souls. We don't want to be that person when we eventually make it according to how we see things, or when we get to certain places that we're questioning why something's missing. We're questioning and not understanding why we don't feel happy. That's what we don't want to happen. And this discussion will remind you that you have to put the pride and see the pride in you. That what you create, what you put out, what I'm doing right now still is sort of separate to who I am. It is who I am that creates these things. It is who you are that puts energy and time. But we don't have to. We could walk away. We could stop building this temple. But we will still be who we are. But if we're seeing that we're building this temple and now we're 40 and we're 50 and we're 60, it's no surprise when now you say your pride is in this place. That you only see yourself here. That without this place, you are nothing. Because you put all your energy, your time, your life, you're building into this place, into this other thing. So again, it makes you see that those two things combine, that this is just all one reality. That's where you create simple, one-minded people, where you see they're kind of just one way, kind of robotic. They get up and they go to that place. They get up and they go and do those things. But someone that still puts pride in themselves, still works on themselves, still do things, other things. Because we're many things. We can do many things. That person's not so one-minded. They're not robotic. So now it causes this division where it's like something's wrong with you. No, something's wrong with you. You're the robotic one. Well, you're the one that has no discipline. You don't have any stability. Right? They say those things because you haven't put your pride in just one thing. Or you've chosen to keep it for yourself. Right? Maybe you haven't yet found that thing that you want to build on, that you want to put your energy in. It causes all these things. All valid points. No one's wrong, no one's right. No one's better, no one's lower. I'm just a messenger. And I'm just here to acknowledge that that is why these things happen. That is why people feel that way when they get to the quote unquote top. But that's the thing. What mountain are you standing on? What side? What have you accomplished to where you've reached the top? Excuse me. Some may, only can base it off of physical things, surface things. Well, I have this amount of money. I've gotten this career. I made it all the way up the ladder. Some can speak on spiritual elevation. I reached that mountain. And I have an intimate relationship with my Father. And he has gifted me things and rewarded me things, right? We all get our rewards. We all get where we're going, where our heart desires eventually. But it seems to be one of us lacks something. Soulfully. This isn't, oh, one lacks something physically and one lacks something spiritually. No, we're all spirits. And we should all be fulfilled eventually. That's what everyone is seeking every time they're working and building themselves to come to this mountain. Regardless of what we don't have on the surface, we're all looking for fulfillment in our soul. And for some reason, you hear about certain individuals on a certain mountain that still feel empty. And you look at them from the outside and you say, well, you have everything. Right? And someone that stands on my mountain, we say we have everything. But someone looking from the outside would say, well, you have nothing. We say we feel full, but they say, well, there's nothing there. But that's the thing. It really never mattered about what was on the surface, what we accumulated, our possessions physically. Who really, truly has been given a reward. We know it to be like an eternal reward. They say, you don't have anything to show for it. How do you feel so full? You come to this mountain with nothing. But then you have this person on the other mountain that says, well, I've come and reached the peak and I come with all these things. All these rewards and trophies. I can show for it. But why do I feel so empty? Because they have not accumulated the pride inside themselves, but outside of themselves. They have accumulated the rewards outside of themselves, not inside. Yes, they may feel accomplished. Yes, they will build themselves up in integrity and confidence with all those things. But those things are already given to us naturally. We already have those things. We just either can build it up or break it down. Build our strength up or break it down. I'm talking about the rewards that come with walking a certain path. And that's just what it comes down to. Because again, no one's asking for, well, there are people that are asking for courage. But to me, we all have courage. We just can choose to be strong or not. Like everyone knows that you can. It's not like, oh, I want to know what strength is. It's not in me. No, I believe that we all have it in us. And those things we just choose to build up or break down. Right? The less that we use our strength, the less we lose confidence. So now it's where it's, oh, do I even have strength? Or no, I don't have any strength, or I'm a coward. No, you are not a coward. You've just been choosing not to be strong. In a way where you don't have to be a coward if you are, if you think you are. The knowing is already the gift. You know that so it's there. It's there for you to use or not use. We can overly use it. Some women can overly use it. Some men can overly use their strength, right? And then you hear men say, relax, I got it. Okay. You got it. I'm talking about the sort of gratification that you get from only being in a certain path, only following a certain master. That exists. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't ask me why or how. It just does. Understand you're in a world that has been created in a will where there are masters already here before you even know. You're in a system, you have to abide by it. You don't have to, but there are laws already that has been here before your time. So I'm just telling you straight out. It may come off as a secret, but it's not. It doesn't have to be. It's just you need to come to accept it. And that's the thing. People won't accept it because they feel like, well, they can choose and control their life and be in whatever path they want to be in. And that is the truth in that too. You have the free will to choose. But I'm trying to tell you, call this a cheat code. Because, you know, I'm in my 30s now. For me, I have already been through my tribulation, my raw tribulation, my test, my raw test. Understand that happens in the beginning, right? And I'm still going through it, but I get to rest more. I get to testify more. I get to teach more. I'm just telling you, you don't have to wait to the end to usually, you know, unfortunately and fortunately, because some people need to learn, right? People have to learn on their own. If I could speak, if I could have spoke from the beginning, then I would have been speaking for you. I would have been doing the work for you. But again, I'm in a place where I can tell this truth, right? It's a cheat code, it's a secret. Okay, but I'm allowed to. So that tells you something, that the world is coming to an end. Because these secrets were hidden for a reason. Just like I didn't understand how I was so alone, but I understand why I was, right? It was raw. I had to believe that in order for him to see me for who I am, for me to see me for who I am, to see my raw strength without someone holding my hand or telling me it's going to be okay or this is God's way. I had to trust in myself. And that is the path that I was on, to see this sort of gratification, this sort of theory of how do I not have things, but I'm so full. I'm so rich. I feel it. I'm filled with spirit. I still have joy in me. So I start to understand why people can see from the outside and think or believe that how could someone have nothing but have everything? How could they be so joyful when they're in poverty? When they don't have anything? When I'm over here, right? When the other person's over here thinking like, I have all the money in the world. I'm rich beyond rich. I can get anything and everyone. I got free access to any place I want. Like in this world, this person is limitless. This is their hell of a dream. Because they could do what they want, be what they want, get away with whatever they want. But for some reason, they are the ones feeling empty. They don't have joy in them. You ask them. You ain't got to take it from me. You ain't got to take it from me, because here's the thing. I'm just the messenger. I'm just a person in poverty. I'm just the girl next door. But how do I know these things? Because I read a book? No, but there's books. I read this. I know this because I'm on the mountain. But what mountain am I on where I see the other person? They reached the mountain too. And they're over like, hey, we reached the mountain. We're communicating. I said, yeah, congratulations. Right? We're both prideful. We both use their strength. We both build ourselves up in integrity. We're strong. We relate in that way. Right? He sees the ambition in me. But then people start asking questions. So how much money do you have? You must be rich. You must be powerful. I say, I don't have any money. They said, well, how did you get up this mountain? I said, just like the other person did. Or maybe they didn't. I got up here with my strength. I got up here just like you could get up here with my legs. I just kept walking. I didn't stop. The other person on the mountain could say the same thing, or they could say, well, I got up here because I paid for it. But let's just say in this case, they got up here just through their raw strength and used their legs too, because it takes time, it takes energy, it takes work to get up a mountain. There's no denying that. But yes, along the way, it's those little things that become the big things. What did it take for you to get up this mountain? Right. And what'd you come with? Other than what God has already given us that we've chosen to build in ourselves. Strength. What else did you come with, right? And some people come with physical things, right? They come with all this money that they've accumulated, trophies. And they say, well, Alize, why don't you have any money? Why don't you have any trophies or rewards? I say, listen, you're asking me something that I had to realize, that in this path that I took to come up this mountain, there was none. Because if there was, you would see them. Because like you said, I'm up this mountain. Why don't I have anything to show for it? But I say, but something's different in me. I'm still like me. I'm still intact. I still have my essence, right? Because remember, coming up this mountain is hardship. Don't ask me why. This is the will. That's the thing. If you're in this world and you understand, because I'm not trying to speak in parables. It's not. It's just you have to understand. And I think this is where the secret comes from. Even though it's right in your face. What world are you in? Okay, you need to see that as like a world of tribulation. So we understand that this world is hardship. So when I say for some reason I still am who I am, that would have taken all of me. Because you know that the world that you're in wants to change you, and how hard it is to stay solid. It may not be that hard, but it can be when there's influence and pressure in society. Your mom, everybody. Those are the trials. Those are the part of the tribulation coming up this mountain. Because barely people want you to even reach the top. They say, what's the point? So understanding what this world is to understand what I'm saying. I say, yes, I clearly did not come with anything. I could even tell myself, I'm not sure why, but I do know why. I have known why because maybe there was a book called the Bible that said, well, your rewards are with me, right, where I am. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, because, God said that my rewards are in heaven, right? My rewards are with him. So there's that explanation. I could also understand why, because maybe I didn't like those things. Maybe I didn't want rewards. Maybe they was like, oh, can we give you reward? I don't want it. I don't need it. It's okay. Some people are not really into those things. There could have been a reason where, just as I'm saying, they didn't give it to me. Who? That's the thing. That's another question that arises. Who gave you these rewards, right? This person on the other mountain that has the same strength as me and ambition and all the great things. Who gave you those rewards? Because he's probably wondering, or she's probably wondering, why didn't they give you a reward? And I say, well, who gave you those rewards? Now, this person may say, I thank God for these rewards, but who gave them to you, though? People. I said, okay. See, he couldn't just say, oh, God gave me these rewards, because the truth is that God didn't. If we're really talking about the truth, right? Because we're both on this mountain, and the truth is in both of us to profess it. This is when you start to see the truth clearly, that who gives gifts? It's either God or it's the people. Yes, God, God can come into these people and, in that way where, okay, you see God in them and things like that. But if God is saying, daughter, your rewards are in heaven, your rewards are with me, I don't reward the way the world rewards. That tells you the answer right there, that you can't lie and say, well, these men here gave me these rewards, and say that God gave it to you. No, these men gave you these rewards because God says that he rewards, but your rewards are in heaven. That's it. No, it isn't why or how. No, that's it. Remember, I just told you, this is not your will. You have to come into the understanding of like the will, not what you think or what you want. Like, oh, no, don't pretend. Don't make stuff up. Let's not make stuff up, because I know we like to do that. What I'm trying to say is, if God says that he rewards, but your reward is in heaven, like physical stuff, like, what you think would be physical, it's in heaven. So I come on this mountain and I have nothing to show for it. But I say, for some reason, there is a gift that has been given, but it's inside of me. And so they say, well, who gave you that? But that's self-explanatory. I can't lie and say, man gave me this gift that's inside of me. How can they do that? Nonsense. I say, I was given a gift from God, but it's inside of me. And they said, well, what gifts are that? What gift is it? I said, well, it's the gift of being free of bondage, free of fear. They said, wow, you don't have fear anymore? No, it's gone. Then they start to realize, you're right, man can't do that. Man can't reward you in that way. Man can't touch your soul. We both look at each other on the mountain, and he's amazed at the things that I'm saying, and I'm also amazed at the things he has, because we both receive rewards. The Father says, you don't even know the things that I have in store for you. And I say, this is not even it, right? Because again, they're saying, don't you deserve this? And and I said, yes, I'm sure I'm rich. I'm sure that I accumulated so much riches, even though I can't show you it, systematically. I can't show you it materialistically. I can't show you in these institutes where they hold your currency, what they've created money to be, riches to be. And that's when the light bulb hits. Someone in the background said, what is truly riches then? If this sort of thing is just created, if this sort of thing has become what richness or riches look like, what is truly riches? Again, don't forget the will. Don't forget that you're not the master of this world. There is a master, there is a will, and there always a foundation. Now, if someone lays on that foundation, and they can choose to do that, and they have done it. If they choose to and plant a tree when there's already trees around us, they can do that, and they have done it. Now, the question arises as why they've done it. That's another valid question. But I want us to focus on the fact that there is the foundation of God. And then there is the other foundations laid on top of it. So there is riches of God, and then there's riches on whoever wants to create on top of that. and their meaning of what they want riches to look like and what they want riches to be. And so, what riches do you have and from who? Now you understand. Now you see that I have my riches from God, that He rewards me and that He holds my riches. And that the other person on the other mountain has riches in this world and has been rewarded in this world. Not to say he won't be rewarded by God, but it's just plain and simple what He wants us to understand and see. Who have you been rewarded from? Well, he's been rewarded from the world. And he was in another path, but we both made it here, right? We both made it to God. We both made it to the peak. Some people say all roads lead to God. Yeah, because you're going to see the face of Him in that way of understanding it. Everyone's going to see the face of Him. So it doesn't matter where you go, you can't hide. But there is a straight way, like there is a way where He's always teaching you, He's always guiding you. Or you can rear off and start to teach yourself, or allow man to teach you. I can allow you to teach me, right? Men say, oh, these women need to be taught, or these women say you need, be taught by me. But there's God. And the way that you are taught by God, the way that you understand you are, is when you search inside of yourself. This is not the case of trusting in your own understanding, but you will start to be able to, because you are filled with understanding. But that is only if you are in the company of God. You see that? They say don't trust your own understanding because you may not see. You may not know these things. But if you are in the presence of a God, if you're getting from your understanding from a source, you now see, you now know these things. So now you are filled with understanding. You come with it. And you will know that you come with it because you come to understand the world. You come to see it and you can interpret it and you can dissect it. You become your own philosopher, your own teacher, and those are verses. You become those things. But you do not forget that it was all because of the source. It's all because of the Father, not because of me. These things are deep things because you start to see that it is because of me. It is all me. But even still, I have to give this credit to the Father because I'm in His presence. He's brought me through these things. Yes, I chose to use my strength, my dignity. Yes, I chose to do the work, and it was hardship. So that shows my character, right? So I should give credit to myself because it is me. It isn't, oh, God is working in me in a way where He's doing the work for me. No. He's doing the work for me in a way where He's giving me the work to do. He's giving me the work to do, and I have to do it. And I have to pass this test. And if I don't, then I got to keep doing it. I got to keep doing it again. But ultimately, again, it is God that has given me the privilege. It is God that has put me through this. So we come to this mountain, and that is how you can see and you can know these things. And when you come to this mountain, be prepared to speak for people to try to understand these things. You are filled with it. You should be. So you give understanding. And I'll leave it there.